out?
Yes, Jude, I'm bailing out, but there's a catch. I've got no parachute. What do you think the next world's like? I'll know soon enough anyway. I'm signing off now, Jude. Goodbye.
This is not your usual film review. More some of my favourite things about this film to encourage you to watch it. I've hopefully avoided any spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, you can enjoy it as fresh as it ever was. Watch to the end to see just why this is the best war film ever made. Powell and Pressburger's 1946 film A Matter of Life and Death is widely held to be a classic of British cinema, and rightly so. It's a story told so well to offer a synopsis taints it. Exquisitely filmed with heavenly design tied into practical effects which would give a modern CGI artist headaches. Far greater than the sum of its parts, this film will stretch your imagination. This drama unfolds across these 3 stages.
It's heaven, isn't it? Peter couldn't have got away with it.
Heaven is immaculate, modern and highly efficient, even to the point of being in black and white. It sits up there, far away in the stars, beyond the sight of human eyes. The space between heaven and earth is a massive escalator. A large working section named Ethel was custom made by the same folk who build those for the London tube system. Massive statues of the great and the good decorate one side as it moves slowly upward. Muhammad is included in these statues, but respectfully you only ever see the base with his name. Earth is Earth, but in Technicolor, and at a time when Technicolor film was expensive and the special cameras rare.
When he's starved for Technicolor up there.
You'll be forgiven to think that was an opportunity to save on budget, but no. All the black and white scenes were filmed on Technicolor, but processed as monochrome. This unusual approach is what gives all the heaven scenes a glowing monotone. Begun towards the end of the war as a propaganda vehicle to improve Anglo-US relations, David Niven made an excellent lead, as he was already known in Hollywood, even if he had left it the day after war was declared on Germany to rejoin the British Army, the only British actor to do so. He's a very typical English gent, or officer type, stiff upper lip and all. Perfect. Kim Hunter was unknown, so it was her big break into a career which was to include being blacklisted during the McCarthy witch hunt and playing Zira in the Planet of the Apes movies. Although the melodrama of the opening scene might seem hammy today, she plays it well throughout. Marius Goring's French accent as Conductor 71 is so deliciously ridiculous that it can only be authentic.
What kind of government do you represent?
I do not represent any government.
Well, what laws govern the place you come from?
I am not permitted to express any political views.
Well, if it's a respectable place, there must be a law of appeal.
But my friend, be reasonable. Appeal to whom?
That's for you to find out.
But that has never been done.
Is that any reason why it can't be done now?
You are determined to get me into the salad.
It's akin to Anton Decaune and Jean-Paul Gaultier on Eurotrash. 1946 saw a lot of wartime restrictions end, replaced by peacetime benefits. Professional football and cricket had restarted, a new family allowance was being paid, and cinema going had hit an all-time high. Britain was a land which enjoyed both hope and glory. For all that's been written and said about this film, enough I imagine to include it in film courses across the globe, little has been said about the emotional impact this film had at that time on the war generation. It premiered at the first Royal Command performance at a public cinema, the Empire, Leicester Square, just a year and a half after the last air raid in Europe. The public reception to this was wild and barely kept under control by the authorities outside the cinema. Inside, there was barely a dry eye in the audience, and the film was set to be a smash hit. a ravaged nation where everyone had lost someone, found a sense of closure with this, particularly women who'd been on the home front. It acknowledged their losses, gave bold hope, and encouraged love for the future in a way no other war film managed. It was just what they needed. The first time I watched this, it was with my grandmother and her sister, both unsung home front heroes. And 30 years on, it was still emotionally raw for them, rang true louder than it ever did. It made them remember the horror and the loss and be thankful for the beauty which had followed. It's that psychic effect from a glowing filmic brilliance which has made it my favourite war film, and very likely the best we'll ever see.
We won.
I know, darling.